Yeah, thank you for everyone who did attend Moment Marketing. Essentially, I chose the topic because I felt it was probably one of the #1 trends for 2016. So if you didn't get an opportunity to come to the talk, then obviously have a look at the PowerPoint slides, and also probably there's going to be a lot of press, I suppose, and digital talk around moment marketing, I think, for this year. A couple of key takeaways: really important to define the moment. So think about the moments that are important for your customers, plot their journey, plot essentially a moment map so that you can capitalise and see if you've got presence where you need to be. If you can achieve something like KitKat did, and if you can own a moment, then obviously that's a really good way to traverse a lot of different channels and also your advertising activity. Thirdly, if you can service the moment, if you can make it easier, if you can make it simpler, if you can get a customer from A to B a lot quicker through servicing, then that would be a really good opportunity to seize the moment. And finally, using technology, if you can optimize it in right time, right place, then you will be in the right kind of situation to maximize the potential to put your brand in front of the customer moments that hopefully will achieve either brand awareness or purchasing. So thank you very much, and I hope you all had a good day.
Laura, one of our designers, and myself took a look at data visualization and basically turning very, very dry data, whether that's spreadsheets, something that looks very black and white, very bland, into something that can be interesting and more engaging that someone can then get something out of, and how to use that better for yourself. So there were some racy examples. We took a look, for example, at Game of Thrones, and how some of the characters in Game of Thrones could maybe visualize their world through data and decide who they may not sleep with, depending on who might kill them later on. But we also took a look at some other things as well. So we're really looking at credibility, so the depth and the level of the research you're undertaking to get your raw data, looking for correlations and interesting left field insights. For example, we were looking at what was better out of Star Wars and Star Trek, and it was interesting to see that in Tunisia, after they finished filming some of the Star Wars films, tourism demand went up for some of those areas, so that was interesting to see as well. So correlation, comparing and contrasting different data sets, and most importantly, helping to make your data engaging in a really interesting visual way. So we took a look at some really basic stuff that anyone could use. You don't have to be an exact designer, even just a bar chart, that kind of thing. But hopefully some people took some of that away, and you can help to win an argument or stake your claim and prove a point through data visualization.
We covered off quite a broad look at tribal marketing as a concept, some examples of how to implement it. Just to recap the 5 key things that we gave you to take away. First of all was not to adopt a push marketing mindset. That this is not a platform and not an area in which you sell hard. This is an area in which you have to be yourself and have to engage with your audience on their terms. Secondly, it was about first of all, doing some research and finding your own persona, finding your tribe, and finding the platform where they already exist, because they are already out there. It's not for you to decide where you're going to engage with them. You need to go find them where they are and join in that conversation. Letting that conversation flow is our third point, not micromanaging it, not seeking to worry too much about whether your tribe are constantly on brand with you, but actually paying more attention to whether your brand is being authentic and real to them. When you've got them loving what you're doing and enjoying the experience of interacting with you, you've got to let that flow, you've got to let them go, you've got to let user-generated content come to the fore, you've got to allow self-management. And then finally, when you've got the essence of your tribe down and that's working, there are so many opportunities out there for other brands who are akin to you and have the same thinking that you do. So you can take that and create great partnerships and bring your message and your tribe together with other tribes that are around there. Okay, thanks very much indeed.
So thank you to everyone who's come to this conference and also to the paid search seminars. If you haven't, just download the text, or we're here to talk. So what we've talked about today was how the digital marketing ecosystem has been changing. We've talked about micro moments and those moments that only last a few seconds, where we as consumers make our purchase decisions and our preferences. and how brands need to capitalize on these moments. We've talked about the new search landscape and how paid search can take advantage of that. And we've talked about how it's not important to maximize share of everything, but just maximize share of that particular moment that matters to you and to your target audience. We've talked about some smart PPC optimization techniques, looking at semantics, contextual signals, past behavior of users on your site or with your brand, and even external data that you can plug in, like weather or stock market prices or live TV shows. And we've seen how that can be applied to PPC optimization to basically enhance your ROI and deliver the right experience to the right user at the right time. And hopefully by the end of it, you've managed to find your eureka moment, you know, the moment where tomorrow you're going to go in the office and you know exactly what you need to do with paid search optimization. But if you haven't, then, you know, talk to us. We'll manage to sort you out. Thank you.
So a few key takeaways. Ultimately, number one, to have a think about your audience, put them first, be aware of who they are, what they do, what they're interested in, and ultimately where they hang out online, and don't be afraid to engage with them in those places. From a link earning point of view, look to build relationships with influencers and network to help you promote your brand and maximize your visibility as much as possible. From a content point of view, create topical content, make sure there's a hook, and make sure it's information that people want, and deliver personalized content to make people feel valued and engaged. And ultimately, it's all about anticipating, answering, and conversing with your audience. Thank you.
I can currently see myself from both here, obviously here, and also from over there. So, oh yeah, my friend. Sorry. I can use technology, honestly. Right, yeah, so if anyone that didn't get to use the out-of-body experience of seeing yourself through a 360 camera, because it wasn't working anymore, you can do that. I've got a couple of these at the desk at the front, so you can have a go. Key learnings. I know one thing I learned was that if you're going to fly a drone in a room full of people, make sure you tighten the blades. So apologies for the people in the third session who had a near-death experience. We fixed the problem. It won't happen again. The only thing I kind of want to instill in other people is it's very easy for us to kind of sort of people have lots of fun. We play with gadgets and things. It's very easy to think that it's all technical and out of reach from people's ability to do that. But innovation is a very simple concept in that you have your own personal knowledge, your experience, the people you work with. All of that stuff makes you a very awesome and very unique dot. And all you have to do is connect to some other dots. And to do that, the best thing to do is go and play, go to things like this, read, and all that sort of stuff. So, be yourself and go innovate. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And again, thank you to the marketing guys who also put a lot of mark up there because they brought some extra things to the table.